Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of CANrace. I'm Bryce Turner. The NASCAR Pinty Series heads west for its annual Western Swing, and we'll preview the races on today's show. First up, let's talk about Wyant Group Raceway in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, which will be stop 1 this year of the Western Swing. Let's take a look at the schedule, where as you can see there is a different format this year. For the first time ever in the NASCAR Pinty Series, there will be twin features, so rather than having a single 250 lap race, there will be two 100 lap races instead. That means two different winners. Points will be scored after both features as well, and prize money awarded after both 100 laps. So again, twin features for the first time at Saskatoon, which will be a midweek event as it usually is, taking place on Wednesday. Practice will start at 2:30 Eastern Time, so all times are Eastern here. Qualifying taking place at 5 o'clock. It will be time trials. The first race at 8 o'clock of the Velocity Prairie Thunder Twin 100s presented by Bayer, with race 2 coming up at 10:30, where the driver's fastest lap in race 1 will set the starting lineup. The Western Swing also brings with it some different drivers that we don't usually see at other events. And here's a look at the Western Swing ringers. There will be Noel Daller driving the 5 car, Luke Haukus in the number 10, Jason Hankowicz driving the number 25 for CBRT, Nick Jewell in the 51 car, Stefan Klim and daughter Destiny Klim in the 54 and 55 cars, and Ian Admiral in the number 83. In total, there are 21 drivers on the entry list, and also of note, Gary Clute makes his return, driving the 59 only for the Saskatoon races, while Armani Williams returns to the CBRT number 28 for both Western events. And in total too, there are 2 Alberta drivers, 2 Manitoba drivers, and 3 from Saskatchewan. Now for a look at the schedule for Edmonton International Raceway in Saskatchewan, Alberta, which will take place 3 days later. Now, in the past, Edmonton was the first race, allowing for 4 days before the midweek Saskatoon event, but instead Edmonton will be second, only 3 days after Saskatoon. As you take a look at the schedule, practice taking place at 2:45 Eastern Time, with qualifying at 6:05, and this is on Saturday. The race itself at 9:30 is the Luxor 300. As far as the Western Swing drivers taking part, there will be a few changes with 2 additional cars. Jason Hankowicz will move over to a number 8 car for CBRT, as Brett Taylor will take over the 25 ride for the team, and Jamie Krizik will drive the number 46 for Trevor Siebert. In total, there will be 4 Alberta drivers, 2 Manitoba drivers, and 3 from Saskatchewan, and overall 22 cars on the entry list for Edmonton. We asked a few of the NASCAR Pinty Series regulars what they think about the Western Swing. What are your thoughts on the Saskatoon twin features?
It's going to be a good show, I think. Having 2 100 lap races, I think it's going to make for... First race might be a little calmer than the second one, I think, because everybody knows that we got to race again, but you never know. They both should be fairly calm knowing that we got to race Edmonton 3 days after. So I think it's going to be a good show for the fans, and making a short race like that, you got to go off the start.
I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a new twist for the series, and it'll be interesting. It's double points, and I feel like we can go out to Saskatoon and win both races. So I mean, that could be a really big points day for us, and I like Saskatoon. It's where I got my first win, so I'm excited to see how it goes, and what it brings for the series.
It's gonna be different for sure. It's gonna be fun. Two sprint races. It's gonna be a different approach, but I've raced a lot of late model stuff in all these races, so I'm a little bit used to it. So it should be fun. It's gonna be it can be good and bad for points depending on how it goes on, because it's gonna be 2 complete different races. So it's gonna be interesting for sure.
I think it's great. I think it's going to be really good for NASCAR and the fans watching it. I think they get a lot more out of it than a halfway break. Guys can really run hard, and for 2 different races, it's going to be great.
So how will this affect your strategy?
I don't think it'll affect us too much. I mean, you got to go hard right off the get-go. Don't have to worry about saving tires or brakes. You kind of got what you got. So I think you're just going to see a lot harder racing right from the green flag.
I'm just going to go out there and do what I always do. Try and save my stuff for the first race, but, you know, get a good run, and then, you know, go and try to win the second race as well. So, you know, we'll just go do what we always do, run up front, be consistent and clean, and just do what we do best.
It'll change a lot for sure, because we're going to only run on one set of tires probably, and like I said, it's going to be a sprint race, so it's not going to be conserving your stuff for the end, conserving your brakes and everything, and tires. So it's just going to be, when the green flag is going to be dropped, we're just going to have to go and race as hard as we can.
If anybody knows me, I like to pace and wait to the end to charge. And if you get there, but this way, 125 laps or 150 laps, I'm not sure. But it's gonna. Is that what it is? Oh, it's gonna be a sprint race, really. So you got to go right from the get-go. There'll be no cruising or saving tires. Just get going, I think.
So with the Edmonton race being second, there's now only 3 days between the two races instead of 4. How will this affect your ability to tune the car and get to the track?
It's definitely going to put guys behind for sure, but we're fortunate enough I'm going to have 2 cars out there. I'll run one of them at Edmonton and one at Saskatoon, and we're fortunate that way, and hopefully they both come home in one piece.
You know, I think we did it in a couple of days last year, and we had a day off. So, you know, we'll take it to a parking lot somewhere, probably do some work on it, scale it, load it back up, and travel across to Edmonton. So, you know, it'll just be like a normal night in the shop to us, really.
For sure, it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle, but we're kind of fortunate enough we got 2 cars. So, I mean, if we only use 1 car in Saskatoon, we're going to have another one fresh and ready for Edmonton. So that's going to help us a lot down there. So I just hope we can run Saskatoon on 1 car and then keep the other one for Edmonton.
Like anything, it's going to be tight. Hopefully bring lots of parts, bring enough guys to get the work done. And I think there's a day of travel in there as well, so only 2 days to work on the cars.
What is your favorite thing about the Western Swing?
I love the racetrack. I mean, Saskatoon's a great racetrack. I've had a lot of success there, but for me personally, I get to drive the hauler out there every year. I've done it for 24 years, and that's kind of my quiet time. So I enjoy driving the truck out there. I get lots of thinking done, and usually get lots of too much thinking done, and by the time I get there I usually dial myself out because I've done so much thinking, but it's a lot of fun driving out there. It's a gorgeous drive and I look forward to it.
You know, I'm a huge travel guy. I like traveling, so, you know, flying out to Alberta and Saskatoon and stuff is really cool. You know, getting to do some exploring there when we're out there on our downtime, and you know, just seeing the different parts of Canada that you don't always get to see.
I mean, all the traveling with the guys, and I mean, it's pretty different. We're passing, we're spending a week down there all together, so it's pretty fun. It gets the team tighter together, so that's fun. And I mean, racing back to back, like from Wednesday to Saturday, it's fun too. I mean, we're gonna leave Western Swing with 3 races in 4 days, so that's gonna change the championship quite a bit. When we're gonna go to Two Rivers after this.
Favorite? I guess racing Saskatoon. Saskatoon's a really nice track. It's really racy, kind of like my home track of Kawartha. It's one of my favorite, I guess. That's probably the best part.
Are there any tourist destinations you visit?
No, it's a non-stop ride for me. You know, we'll try to make her out there in 36 hours, so it's only about 4 hours of sleeping and the rest is driving, so not a lot of time for touring.
But even between the race, still no time?
No, we'll be getting race cars ready to rock and roll, and maybe take the guys to the mall in Edmonton. There's a cool water park there. If we can get a couple hours, take the guys, let them wind down a little bit and have some fun.
I know we always like to hit up the Edmonton Mall when we go out there, but you know, we don't have anything planned yet. We'll probably find something to do.
I don't think so. I mean, we've got nothing set yet. We're probably just going to concentrate on working on the cars and getting our stuff ready. I mean, if we're lucky enough and we got time, we're probably going to go, I don't know, we're going to see when we'll be there, around Edmonton, or we don't know nothing yet.
There's no time for that, you know that. I think we did whitewater rafting a couple years ago. It was a great time. Guys had a blast. But worked on cars, whitewater rafting, right back to working on cars. So yeah, if we can fit that in, we'll try. We're going to make sure our drivers out there take care of their equipment.
That will do it for this week's edition of CANrace. Check back on our social media channels for updates on the Western Swing, and check back again next week for another new show. Thanks for watching. I'm Bryce Turner. Have a great day.